Hey guys, a long time ago I released a video about haunted places, and since then I've had quite a few people suggest I do another one. Well, here it is. Today we're going to be talking about 3 terrifying temples that are supposedly haunted. Let's get started. Hundreds of years ago, deep in the Egyptian desert, a secret temple was built in honor of a forgotten god, a god of shadows. Legend has it that no sunlight ever touched its mysterious walls. What little is known about this temple comes from the writings of an explorer named Belzoni, who discovered its entrance while exploring the Nile. He found it hidden in a small cave behind a waterfall. According to what he wrote, the temple was covered in strange hieroglyphics that seemed to glow faintly in the darkness. There were statues of robed priests lining the walls, each with a hood pulled tightly around their face, hiding their features from view. While exploring the temple, Belzoni came across a pit filled with bones. At the bottom, he saw a series of mummies wrapped in tattered linen. But what truly caught his attention was that these mummies were not placed in coffins or tombs. Instead, they were literally thrown into the pit like trash. It was clear that whoever built this temple had no respect for the dead. Not only that, but it almost seemed like they wanted to keep the dead from reaching the afterlife. He also found items strewn across the temple floor, golden goblets and jewelry tossed carelessly aside. It was unlike anything he'd seen in any other ancient ruin. As he continued to explore, he stumbled upon a large chamber in the heart of the temple. And at the far end, he saw a raised platform. On it sat a massive statue of a hooded priest. The figure was adorned with jewels and gold, and it radiated an eerie presence that seemed to watch him as he moved. And then he noticed something else. Carved into the base of the statue were strange symbols and markings. He realized that they formed a kind of puzzle, a sequence that, once arranged correctly, would reveal a hidden passage. After much trial and error, he successfully deciphered the markings and pressed the correct symbols. A section of the floor beneath the statue slid open, revealing a dark opening. This was not part of the original design of the temple. It looked like a grave, but the grave of a living person. Looking inside, he could see a faint glow emanating from the walls. Whatever lay beyond that opening was being concealed from the world. Because this discovery was so unbelievable, Balsami decided to keep it a secret. He sealed the passageway once more, leaving no trace of its existence. He let the world believe that the temple was nothing but a crumbling ruin. But, according to his writings, he knew this was a lie. Whoever built this temple made a terrible pact with the god of shadows. They offered blood sacrifices in exchange for power and eternal protection of their kingdom. But when the kingdom fell, the temple was buried under the sand and its name was erased from history. And so the priests, along with their dark god, were trapped beneath the desert, waiting for the day they would rise again. The locals whisper that anyone who disturbs the ruins will awaken the restless priests whose spirits are bound to guard the temple forever. Now, despite how crazy this story sounds, the writings of Balsami are very real. You can actually read them for yourself in a book called Travels in Egypt and Nubia. The question is, did he really find a hidden temple? Some scholars have tried to debunk his story, saying that he likely made it up for attention. But others believe that he uncovered a lost piece of history, a secret that the Egyptian government doesn't want revealed. Maybe this temple still exists somewhere in the desert, hidden in plain sight. Or maybe it's nothing but a myth. Near the Cambodian city of Angkor, deep in the jungle, lies the ruined temple of Preah Khan. It was built in the 12th century by the Khmer civilization. Over the centuries, it was abandoned and reclaimed by the jungle. But today, visitors can still walk among its crumbling towers and overgrown walls. Legend has it that this temple is haunted by the ghosts of those who died defending it. Many years ago, the great city of Angkor Thom was under attack. The invaders were closing in on the city, and the defenders desperately retreated into the temple of Preah Khan. They fought bravely, but they were outnumbered and eventually forced to flee. Some say they sacrificed themselves to protect the temple, while others claim they were simply overwhelmed and slaughtered without mercy. Whatever the truth may be, many people died during the siege of Angkor Thom. Today, tourists claim to hear the sounds of battle echoing through the temple. Sometimes they even report seeing ghostly figures darting between the trees. Some believe that the temple itself is cursed. The Khmer people have a legend about a powerful spirit that guards the site. They call it the Green Demon. It's said to take the form of a giant crocodile and lurks in the nearby lake. Anyone who disturbs the Green Demon will suffer bad luck for 7 lifetimes. In recent years, there have been several mysterious deaths at the temple. Explorers have uncovered ancient tombs only to have them collapse without warning. And some archaeologists have even claimed that they've been bitten by supernatural spiders. Perhaps these are just unfortunate accidents, but others believe that the Green Demon is protecting its domain. Maybe it's best to leave the past in the past and let the ghosts of Angkor Thom rest in peace. Deep in the jungles of Laos, nestled high in the mountains, lies the Plain of Jars. It consists of hundreds of megalithic sites scattered across the landscape. The most famous are huge stone jars, some standing up to 3 meters tall, weighing as much as 60 tons. These jars are a complete mystery to archaeologists. No one knows who built them or why. What makes them even more bizarre is that some of the jars seem to be buried, then unearthed, then reburied. As if whatever was inside the jars needed to be hidden from the world, the locals claim that these jars are haunted by the spirits of giants. They tell stories of a race of mystical beings who lived in Laos long before humans. These giants had special powers, and some could even control the elements. But over time, they became greedy and selfish, exploiting the natural world for their own gain. One day, the gods became fed up with the giants and sent a great flood to wipe them out. Only a few managed to escape the rising waters by hiding inside the stone jars. They believed that doing this would allow them to sleep until the world was ready for their return. But now, the giants are stirring from their slumber, and the jars are beginning to glow with an eerie green light. People have reported hearing strange noises coming from inside the jars, like footsteps, whispers, and screams. Some say that when the jars are opened, the giants will emerge and wreak havoc on the world. Others believe that the jars should not be disturbed because doing so will unleash a curse upon the world. Of course, these are just legends, but there is something undeniably eerie about the Plain of Jars. There are thousands of questions but no answers. Who made these jars and why? Are they truly haunted by ancient spirits? Hopefully we will uncover the truth someday. Thanks for watching. Which of these temples would you dare to visit? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about haunted places, I might have to do another video about haunted castles. I'll see you next time. Bye.